It's happening in every neighborhood.
Open the door! Who is he? Huh? This is why you really want to leave me.
No, I didn't.
Down every street. Sickness. Addiction. And violence has been turning countless homes into crime scenes. Suffering. Depressed. Alone. Suicidal.
At the age of 9 years old, I went out in the streets. I started running away from home and shoplifting and using drugs and stealing. And at the age of 11, I was locked up for 2 years. I served 2 years, 14 and a half, going on 15th. I got pregnant and I lost my first child. 15 going on 16, I got married. And I lost my children after being 9 years of marriage. I used to live in the streets. Well, I OD'd one time. And the people that was in the house picked me up and threw me in the trash can because they didn't want me to be inside the house when the police come, because they didn't. It was a lot of drugs in there. So they threw my body into the dumpster, thinking that I was dead, and I must have been there for a couple of days. And I came out screaming at the garbage driver, telling him to let me down, that what was going on, what was I doing in here. I lost everything, but at that time when I was doing the drugs, it didn't really matter to me because my priority was just to live out there and do drugs. My mom, I came to her house one day and she invited me to the church, and she didn't want to go alone, and my dad was sleeping, so I got my dad's car and I drove her. And on the way down, I told her not to invite me into the church because I wasn't going to go in. But when I got in front of the church, when we arrived in front of the church, I guess through the grace of God, I got this funny feeling. My mom said she wanted me to just walk in for a few minutes. And I walked inside the church, and I stayed there. And I asked the Lord to liberate me, to save me, that I didn't want to be out in the streets anymore, really. Today I'm full of joy. I'm happy. Most of all, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I learned that God sacrificed himself for me, and that he accepts me the way I am. And he has turned my life around completely. I've been liberated. I'm free from drugs. Live a normal life. I have a condominium apartment. I have my own business. I'm an AC tech. I learned how to repair and do AC installations. It's like a miracle. It's life through Christ.
Welcome to your program, Problems and Solutions. A very good evening. It's a pleasure to be back with you. You know that the Lord Jesus said, "Come to me as you are, and I will give you rest." It's clear when he says, "Come to me as you are." So doesn't matter how you are. God invites you for you to come to him, to give your step of faith and to change your life. And this is why we are here in this time of the night, to give you the way out for your problems. Because our intention is not to promote any religions, but our intention is to promote to you a faith that can transform people's life. Because sometimes you are there in your house, you are there in the hospital, you are watching in any place of here, in Sweden or any part of the world, and you are depressed. You are with your ways blocked, you are with your doors closed. And the only way for you to find peace is when you come to God. And God don't care about your religious, about your background, if you deserve or don't deserve. God accepts everyone. He said, come to me as you are. How you are right now. You are depressed, so God invites you for you to come to Him. You are there sick, you don't have nobody to talk to. God is inviting you for you to come to Him. Like these people that you're going to see, the stories, they came to God. One day, they were in the place that you are, having the same problems or sometimes even worse of the problems that you are facing today. But they heard about a God that could transform their lives, and they decided to give their steps of faith. And today, they are here to tell you their own story. Stay with us. If you'd like to be in contact with us, you have 3 ways to do so. You have our helpline, that is 086121255. Also, you have our WhatsApp and our messenger on Facebook. You can call us or you can text us any time of this program or any time of the day of the night, because the UCKG has their doors open and always have people available to speak with you. Let's watch testimonies of people who overcome, and we'll be back with you straight after.
I suffered a breakdown and I also had depression. I kind of lost my way in my life, and I didn't really have very much confidence in myself. I started to get panic attacks, and I think that's what led to the breakdown. But I was also dissatisfied with my life, and I felt in a rut. I knew that I had to change myself, but I didn't feel that I had the strength to do it. There was a gap of a year, and I was building myself up, and then I started to come to the church. From when I started coming to the very first meeting, I just felt inspired and empowered. From then on, I started going 3 times a week. I was gaining all this knowledge in practical ways, how to use things to develop a confidence in myself and a faith in myself that I could do things. Now I have dreams for my life, and I'm going to become a potter. I'm going to buy a bit of land. I'm going to build an eco house on it. I'm just stronger now, and I'm much more joyful in my life and more excited about my life.
Every area of my life, I would say, that is complete. I've been married for 12 years now, and I'm really happy married. And the way I see my son focus now, he's really focused, he loves what he's doing, and I'm so pleased to see him. And my financial life today, I'm working the place I want to work. It's something that I'm very happy with. But it wasn't always like this. The struggle that I was facing as a single mom was loneliness, and I was on my own. I felt like nobody will want me because I've got the child. My self-esteem went really, really low. I didn't believe in myself, so I was like, there's nothing more to be done. Who will look at me? I have to work long hours to manage even the rent where we were. So I didn't have time with him. So that contributed into him being away or doing whatever he was doing, because all the time that I was not monitoring or was not supervising him, he was doing what he wanted to do. Sometimes, it's difficult as a parent, especially a single parent. You're going out, you're doing things, but you don't have time to talk. When you sit down to talk to them, you realize they really need you, but you don't have time. Okay, I've provided food, go and sleep, that kind of thing. So when I came to church, I was taught how to use my faith. For me, faith was a big word. How am I using my faith? And that's when we had helpers and explained to us how you're going to do practical things. For example, how am I going to bond with my son so that he will be able to listen and we'll be able to be this family that we're looking for. When you talk to them, you realize that they really need to talk, they really need to express themselves, they really want to hear your voice. So that helps, because it was quite practical, because I was not doing all those things. And for me, that helps to change and direct my son who he is today. So then I started attending Love Life meetings, which where we were told, people like me who lost hope. And one of the things that when I went in, one of the things I really want to know, how can I build myself up? How can I bring back my self-esteem? Because I didn't have no self-esteem at all. And through those meetings, that's when we were told to love ourselves. And for me, it was like, how? And the simple things, even the way you dress, the way you look, the way you smell. And through those meetings, I realized, I can't build up, I can't come up back. And I started building my self-confidence. And that's when I met my husband, and today we are happily married for 12 years. And I'm happy. What I can say today is that don't lose hope. There is a way out. And most people think it's over. As I was thinking, I was in the same situation. But today I'm happily married. I've got a lovely son. My financial life is changed. So there is hope if you look for one.
My dear friend, the UCKG has their doors open to wait for you, to speak with you. If you'd like some help, if you'd like some counsel, if you'd like to talk to someone or to someone to pray for you, to help you, the UCKG is here available to help you. With all the restrictions that the government invites us to do, and we follow them. In this time, in this period of the year where the world is suffering with this pandemic situation, the UCKG is here ready to help you. You can text us, you can call us, and you can know more about us through our website, www.uckg.se, and you're going to have the pleasure to help you, okay? It was a pleasure to be with you. And don't forget that these stories that you saw today can be your testimony tomorrow. Everything depends on you. Have a wonderful night. God bless you.
People who are in and out of prison put a financial and emotional toll on their entire family. Some individuals prefer to figure things out on their own. Instead of applying the advice given to them by family members, they put themselves in drastic situations, traumatizing the whole family unit. Growing up in a dysfunctional family can cause changes in decision-making, and the person convinces themselves that if they change certain behaviors, the situation will change. And the child goes on in their adult life with the belief that they can solve problems in others. Individuals that depend on family members consider themselves a burden on the family, or even called the burden of the family. Arguments, fights, grudges, and division can occur in families because of this family burden.
I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
If you want out, that's fine with me.